the physical body going through the process of actual physical dying. The body has to go through it. Because every thought that everybody felt before you, every experience that everybody experienced before you, every feeling that everybody felt before you, all that is part of your being. So you can't come into your own unless the whole thing is completely and totally flushed out, if I may use that word, out of your system. See, that is something which you cannot do or make it happen with any effort or volition of yours. So when the time comes, you see, you may not have asked for it, you see. You may not have asked for it. You would never ask for the end of you as you know yourself, as you experience yourself. Sometimes it does happen, you see. So the fear of something coming to an end, the fear of what you know, as yourself and as you experience yourself, prevented the possibility of the whole thing snapping out there. You see, and you are lucky enough, you see, that would have happened and the whole thing would have fallen into its natural rhythm, which is discontinuous and disconnected. See, that is the way, see, the thought functions. There is no continuity of thought. And the only way it can maintain its continuity is through the constant demand for experiencing the same thing over and over and over again. So what is there is the knowledge you have about yourself and about the world around you. And the world around you is not quite different from the world you have created for yourself inside of you. So what you are frightened of is not you, but that movement of thought is frightened of is the continuity coming to an end. So the demand for permanence is the basic demand of thought. You see, it is interested in permanence. The permanence not of this living organism, but the permanence of the continuity of thought. So the body knows in a way that it is permanent. You see, not in the sense in which we know that this is permanent, that is not permanent, but that knowledge is of a peculiar kind that it knows it is permanent. So it is not interested in the idea that this is coming to an end one day, you see. So the one that is involved in this pleasure moment is the one that is asking the question, what will happen to this living organism when it dies? You see, for the body, there is no such thing as death at all. So because it has no way of experiencing the fact that it is alive at this moment and that it is dead after 60, 70, 80 or 100 years at all. The self, the soul, the spirit, and whatever you want to call it, is invented by thought. And it is that thought that is responsible for experiencing this, what we call thought, because what you call self, spirit, or soul, or whatever you want to call. I don't want to indulge in the frivolity of the root meaning of the words. You see, you know, the Latin word, spirit is a Latin word, means breathing. So you have observed, you see, but an individual stopped breathing, and that condition you described it as death. So the fact that you see that breathing stopped, you want to know if there is anything that will continue after death. You see, it is that is interested in demanding to know what will survive this condition of the body which is called death. But can you experience your body while you are living now? You see, if one wants to know anything about death, he has to find out what is it that is there now, and not wait until what we call the death takes place. So, do you have any way of experiencing the fact that you are alive today? I say no.
Oh.
You see, the doctor comes and examines you and tells you that this is your blood pressure, this is the temperature for your body, your heart is breathing, your blood pressure is so on and so forth. So you are alive. So you are trying to use that knowledge and experience what you call a living being. But without the help of that knowledge, which is passed on to us by observation of all these doctors, and experience and tell yourself that you are a living being. So when once you are freed from the knowledge, you have no way of experiencing that you are alive today, and there is no question of experiencing when you are dead. I think that Descartes, I studied Western philosophy, and he asked the wrong question and answered it in a very funny way. I think, therefore I am. But he never asked the question which he should have asked, the way the Indian philosophers did. If you don't think, are you there? So the basic question which we have to ask is, what is thinking, and why do we think at all? If you don't think, there is still the question there, see. The question is born out of the assumption that there is something there. And that is why he has come out with this statement, I think, therefore I am. If you don't think, where is that I am?
It's a tremendous effort on your part to prevent the whole of thing being sucked into something like a vacuum cleaner, You see, the whole of your energy, everything that is there, is drawn into something like, sucking everything that is there into this sort of vacuum cleaner. See, that's a very frightening situation. So the fear is its protective mechanism. The fear is the protective mechanism. So the physical fear is altogether different. The physical fear is very simple. See, the physical fear is there only for the survival of the living organism. So you have, through your thinking and experiences, built on the foundation of the physical fear, which is essential for survival, what you call is a psychological fear. The fear of what you know coming to an end. So the body knows that, it is immortal. I very deliberately use the word immortal because nothing there comes to an end. See, the way it is put together, when what you call clinical death takes place, it breaks itself into its constituent elements. That's all that happens, So it may not reconstitute again and create, the body, which you think is yours, and at the same time, when once it breaks itself into its constituent elements, it provides the basis for the continuity of life. So it may not be of any consolation or great feeling of happiness to the individual who is dying, but this becomes, the food for the millions and millions of bacteria. You know that? So even assuming for a moment that you resort to the cremation, as they do in some countries, the carbon which is the resultant of the burnt body provides, the basis for something coming out of the earth, it's some tiny little flower coming out of the earth, where you dump all this, the ashes. So nothing here is lost.
You see, the question which we have to ask is, are there any thoughts, I question even thoughts, let alone thinking on the part of the human beings? And you don't have any thoughts which you can call your own, and I don't have any thoughts which I can call my own. Since I don't have any thoughts of my own, I don't have any feelings of my own either, because feelings are not different from thoughts. And all our experiences are created by the use of the knowledge we use to experience things, and that knowledge is put in there by culture or society or whatever you want to call it. So everything I experience is the result of what I know. What I do not, I have no way of experiencing anything. So what I am asserting is that there is no such thing as new at all. So if there is any such thing as new, the moment you call it new and capture within the framework of the old, you have no way of leaving the new alone. So since I use the thoughts which everybody uses, and through the help of those thoughts I experience the things that everybody experiences, there is no reason to call myself an individual.